Hello and welcome to a style esports game. We have the Cosmonauts versus Noctua. Noctua's on the blue side versus the Cosmonauts. I'm your caster Proxyo. This is a finals best of 5 here, so it's gonna be a single cast that I'm gonna be flying by the seat of my teeth. Just just I'm gonna be flying. We're gonna see how well this goes for me. But yeah, we're looking at both teams here. We got Noctua already going for the ban for banning out Volibear, and for Cosmonauts banning out Trundle. But you know what? Let's talk a little bit about the players before we even get into this. So in the top lane for Noctua, we got Mutton Chops. In the jungle, we got Big Giant Swag. In the mid lane, Carthel's rocking it down there. And in this bot lane duo combo they have here is Brick and Soundwave. And then for the side of the Cosmonauts, we got Nightwing Sammy. Then in jungle, Kit Kat. In mid lane, Nightwing Fling. In AD carry and support position is Andy Gone League as the AD carry and Hide in Dark as the support. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about some of the champions they play as well. Like, let's take a look at a little bit of a Mutton Chops pool. They have a little bit of Trundle in there. That's why you're seeing that Trundle getting banned out. They got a little bit of Yorick and Quinn. I'll just go over like the top three-ish. So Trundle, Yorick, Quinn for Mutton Chops, usually what they're looking to play. But, you know, it looks like Cosmonauts are onto it. They want to take out that Trundle, that Hecarim. And for the side of Noctua, a lot jungle bans. You know, Volibear's a relative flex pick, but, you know, banning out the Zac, banning out Volibear jungle, and now banning out the Yasuo as well. They don't want to have that knock-up synergy because, you know, Cosmonauts, we'll get to them. We'll get to them. And then for the jungle, for the side of Noctua with Big Giant Swag's been playing all types of things. He's been playing again, that Hecarim, you know, you see it in the ban phase, playing Diana, playing Udyr, really, you know, really good aggressive hyperscaling junglers. And I think, not hyperscaling, but, you know, those junglers that like to get in there, cause a ruckus, make team fights happen. And I think for the first pick here, we're looking at a first pick Jhin, really strong in the meta, and that's going to be Brick playing the Jhin in the bot lane is not necessarily always known for their Jhin you know play, but you know they're bringing it out. Jin's really strong right now in the meta. He sets up a lot for your team. He's like another utility AD carry, but you know sometimes when you get to a late game portion, Jin can really dish out the damage. And for the side of the Cosmonauts, they really go to decide to pick the set here, which is an interesting first pick. It could be flexed into the top or the support role. We'll take a quick gander over into the Cosmonauts' team comp, and we'll look at who might be playing it. Hide in Dark not showing up for me right now. Oh no, Hide in Dark is actually showing up, and they play a lot of Thresh, Zyra, a little bit of Zillion as well. So more than likely not going to be a set in the bot lane, going to be a set rocking that top lane action. So, you know, top lane early picks, and to pair that up, they got another red-haired champion. Maybe Cosmonauts is going for all red hair this game, but yeah, they got Set and Misfortune rocking it down in the bot lane, or not in the bot lane, but part of their team composition. You know, Misfortune into the Jhin can poke him out, can use the Make It Rain to try to proc some Comet procs onto Jhin, but looks like they're going to go for a Jhin, Tahm Kench, Swain for the side of Noctua, which is a really good front line for Jhin. You know, if he has this front line, this is a lot of CC on the team already, slows, roots, and a lot of damage from Swain just coming out thick and fast. So it's looking really good for the side of Noctua. I already like their draft so far, but you know, picking the Tahm Kench and Swain into the set could be disastrous because when Tahm Kench and Swain build HP, that makes Set's R do much more damage. So, and Set wants to be, you know, having some guy to just fling right into the backside, right into Jin's right onto Jin's head. He's gonna somersault them right into them, power dunk. So yeah, this Set first pick is working out. They kind of may have not respected as much as the set is, but we'll have to see what he's going to be laning against. And now, for the Cosmonauts, they go ahead with the Misfortune Thresh. Keep that Misfortune safe, get her out with the Lantern, set her up for some potential kills with a hook or a flay. So I like both sides of the draft here, but I do like when the Cosmonauts have a team fight and Set can flip the Tahm Kench or the Swain in, but it's still going to depend on whether or not they have a top laner that they're going to be going against. And yeah, thanks, by the way, SirLax98 for following. Appreciate you for that. Getting into the second round of bans here, looks like they want to be looking towards mid and top ban, or for the Noctua side, they want to be looking for mid bans, maybe jungle bans here as well. And for the side of the Cosmonauts, they're looking to actually pinch the support / mid pool with the Lux ban. I would expect Tom Kench to be in the bot lane, potentially could be against the set, but in my experience, I've been seeing more Tom Kench support, but he is a flex pick as well. Many champions in this game are flex picks, but with a confirmation for the side of Cosmonauts, the set support is not going to be the one. That's going to be definitely a set top here, and they're looking to ban out the Silas. So definitely for Noctua, they don't want to play against any mid laners that can steal their ultimates or pop off against them with that Yone. So they just want to play it low and slow, and I do not know what the last ban for the side of Cosmonauts is, but maybe they just missed it. I'm not sure, but still, again, yeah, Cosmonauts' composition looks really good here, and yeah, just gonna solo cast it. It's hard to like take a break and like, when am I gonna get to sip water? Okay, so the last ban for the side of the Cosmonauts is Kale here. It just unfortunately Draflol has its issues every now and then, but Seraphine being hovered here, and I actually believe locked in for the side of Noctua here, which is gonna look like it's gonna be Seraphine in the mid lane, potentially lots of flex picks here because Seraphine can be played as a bot lane, a support, a mid laner, and a Bel'Veth for the side of Noctua. Oh boy, new champion alert! Let's get hyped for that. I can't wait to see how this Bel'Veth performs. For the side of Cosmonauts. Oh no, I believe actually the ban for the Cosmonauts was is null, but the pick for the Cosmonauts is actually Kale. That fourth slot for the Cosmonauts, that is a Kale pick. So that will be going more than likely into the mid lane, and it's a jungle Echo here. Oh boy. As a jungle Echo connoisseur, Echo is one of my favorite champions. It is really awesome to see potentially KitKat taking that with them, unless we see some weird flex or something like that, something that I might not know about. Echo support Thresh top. Well, we'll have to wait and see once we get into Champ Select to confirm where the roles will be, because they still have their time to swap their orders of their picks and get it all correct. But let's look at team compositions right now. Noctua. It's so difficult when you don't know the exact roles of the players. I know that Jin will be going bot. I know Misfortune will be going bot as well. Thresh should be going bot as well. But right now, just in terms of composition, Noctua has the safety with the Tom Kench for the Jin or the Swain. Well, the Swain doesn't need any protection. He can just get right the heck in there as he likes. But yes, they have champions to go forward. They can use the Seraphine R, and Tom Kench could go forward, and Swain could go forward with that. They have a little bit of movement speed, lots of good CC. And Bel'Veth, she's a champion that thrives off of your teammates having CC, because she wants to be able to dash on people, knock them up, consume them, eat them. And yeah, I really like the way Noctua's composition is working. They're good for that kind of team fight, and they also have so much CC to go for picks and stuff like that. So a little bit of a team fight pick comp is what I would say Noctua has. And now on the side of Cosmonauts, with it being Set, Misfortune, Thresh, Kale, and Echo, immediately once you see Kale, that's going to be a scaling. And it looks, by the way, also, I'll have to change the scene on the fly. I am a one-man production show, so I'm going to speak as I need to speak. But we're switching over to the Champ Select scene. And yeah, when you see Kale, that's a scaling champion. She wants to get up to her level 16 crazy power spike. But, she could still use that R button on the set that's going to flip people right into the back of the team. And that's going to create a lot of chaos and damage for the side of Cosmonauts, alongside having this Fortune there and having that Thresh to set up for their picks as well. So they have some relatively good team fight for the side of Cosmonauts with the Misfortune, Set, and Kale to some degree. And, Thresh provides what he needs to provide. And that, he's kind of the jack of all trades. He can do a little bit of all of it. And I think with the Echo in here, that, Echo, he needs to like get to that moment to where he's like can pop off, where he just, he's got his death cap, he's got his items already. I am so sorry about those images, by the way. They are, those team icons are so scuffed. I will have to fix that in the next game after we go to a Be Right Back screen. But Noctua, they have an owl, and the Cosmonauts, it's supposed to be a spaceman, but we'll fix those next time. One man show, one man production, so don't worry about it. We got this together. Um, yeah, Jungle Echo, he still really wants to be able to get into lanes. Um, he still wants to go for his full clear. Both junglers should be relatively full clearing in this game, and actually, it's looking like it's going to be a Swain support, which is quite surprising. Um, yeah, that Jen Swain did get those changes recently in a patch, and that changed his position more so from support into the mid lane, into the top lane, and now we're actually seeing Seraphine going to the mid lane, maybe because they do not want to go against the Kayle, but I don't figure that would be too bad of a matchup. But still, Jin Swain still can get it done. They still have a lot of CC, a lot of roots, lots of triggers, but giving more gold income to Seraphine does have its advantages as well, and Shanners can really benefit off of having a wide gold source for themselves. So the Seraphine should be getting gold influx right into her pocket. That's going to make the rest of her team strong, enchant everybody else. And yeah, we should be looking at a relatively good game here. I'm going to throw it to a P-Reg back screen, fix these logos, and then we're going to champion select, and we'll have a good time. All right, guys? See you in just a moment. Muted. Hello and welcome back to game 1 of Noctua versus the Cosmonauts, and it's already started off with a banger. We got a first blood in the top side. Yeah, Nightwing Sammy not watching watching that bush correctly because they just got blasted. So not the best look for the start of the game for the side of Noctua, or for the side of Cosmonauts. They get taken down. Their top laner's going down, and they gave the kill over on Noctua's side to the Jhin. Jin's getting a first blood, got some boots, got a longsword, looking good for him. And also, I should go to mention that I have my co-caster here, Tiger58. We are in a finals best of 5 game of Noctua on the blue side and Cosmonauts on the red side. I am Proxyo, along here with my co-caster, Tiger. He's coming in to help me out because you can see I'm struggling, but we're out here. We're trying to get a game in, and we're just having fun doing it.
Absolutely. It's good to be here, Proxyo. I just saw that the Style Esports went live, and I was like, hey, I'm done with the shoutcasting that I was doing earlier. I was looking at some of the Proving Grounds Cup qualifiers earlier today, but now we got some Style Esports. Let's go. Noctua and Cosmonauts. This should be a good one. I'm excited, and already with that early kill in the bot lane onto Brick, that's going to feel really nice for Noctua. This is a lane that's very kill-oriented. The Jhin Swain, they're going to be looking to get ahead early, and they've already kind of got that going on.
Yeah, and I'm, already looking again at the team compositions. We're actually seeing this Belveth clear. She's getting the rugs, and she's not going for a full clear over here. And, Becco's going for that full clear. Really important that Belveth secures those camps. She wants to get camps. She wants to get kills. That's the only way she can gain attack speed is through killing camps. She does not get it on level up, and she can get it through items, of course, but she needs to kill those camps. She needs to reset the gold and keep lining them up, but High in the Dark just gets ran down and shot down Ignite from Soundwave, and that's another kill for Brick on the Jhin. Brick is getting really fed and has a bounty.
Yeah, Soundwave had a really nice never move there. It didn't connect, but it zoned Hide in the Dark back towards Brick, and Brick was able to just land a shot. And now looking for more.
Yeah, Brick is just going ahead and non-stop landing these not the curtain calls, but the deadly flourishes, and it's really working out for them. But again, in the top side, we're actually seeing Kit Kat and Nightwing Sammy get into this river, try to get some river control, and Belveth just goes ahead. Giant Swag is gonna go ahead, go offshore to the other side of the river where Echo isn't, and just go ahead and farm the camps nice and slow. But yeah, all the actions down here, bot side, Soundwave and Brick are just doing it to them, landing the deadly flourishes, but getting a little bit too greedy, taking down. They had to pop the heal, but they're not going down just quite yet. Hide in Dark does go ahead and land that hook. Here comes Belveth looking for the counter in case, the spot lane gets a little bit too antsy, and Echo's down there too, but we're getting some top lane action up here. Nightwing Sammy getting a little nice haymaker off. Getting some mid lane action too. Here's Echo in the bot lane. Got the true damage skin popping off that Z Drive Resonance. Looking at Soundwave, but don't feel like they can go any further forward. And Giant Swag does pop the E on Belveth, the Royal Maelstrom, but doesn't really get too much out of it. Soundwave again landing the E's, and Jhin lands the W. Everybody's landing their abilities. Takes down another champion.
Absolutely savage from Noctua's bot side here, continuing to press this aggression. 2-0-1 for Brick now. This is going to be a really good spot. They've got about 2,000 gold lead now. I like the fact that Brick has gone through all 5 of the potions. Maybe just reset and sold them now that I see it where on the map he is. But going to have that pickaxe plus 2 long swords. It's going to be a really strong place on the map. It's going to continue to be a really strong place on the map. And I didn't get to talk much about the draft because you were here soloing about it. But I know that the Seraphine, one of the prized picks here in patch 12.12, so it's going to feel really nice to get that. And pretty much a 3-way flex in the support role between the Swain, Seraphine, and Tom Kench. So I really like the draft that Noctua have here. This is the first game I've had the privilege of casting Belveth, so already off to a good start there, Giant Swag.
Yep, and as a Belfast enjoyer, I'm a fan of both jungle champions that are being played right now. Been playing a lot of Belveth, and Echo's one of my main champions, so Really enjoying just to see both of them played right now. And with Belveth getting early back, she doesn't really spike until she has her completed item. Noon Quiver is good, but she needs to get that. Oh, when up in the top lane, Mutton Chops getting haymakered and knocked down. Nightwing Sammy not afraid to burn both summoners to get the first kill for the top lane. And I did talk in the champion select about Set being relatively good because lots of champions that Set can flip into the team that could really hurt this Jhin, hurt the Seraphine, if Set can land that explosive ultimate into the entire backside of the of Noctua. They do not want to deal with a Set. Set very difficult champion to deal with. And yeah, if Set keeps getting ahead like that, then it's going to be really difficult. But back onto the Belveth talk and discussion. She needs to complete a Kraken Slayer and or a Mortal Shield Bow. She does like getting a Blade of the Ruined King as well, because a lot of her damage is on the on hit rather than the actual hits of it. And again, landing more deadly flourishes. And this Soundwave guy, he's got a never move, and he's using it. We just got to see a little bit more evasive tactics for the side of the Cosmonauts, because in this bot lane especially, because they're getting hit by a majority of the skill shots that are just being sent out.
Yeah, well, credit going to Soundwave, because Never Move is one of those where it may just barely be dodgeable, but depending on where you're at, it could be nearly impossible to dodge. If you can line that up with some terrain, then you can make it impossible to get out at the very least. And it's being layered well with that Deadly Flourish, so the bot lane of Noctua making a great use out of this duo. And I like the fact that they flexed the Seraphine to mid and had that Swain go bot, because the Seraphine has the root also, but I think that Seraphine has right now the stronger using the items that you get from CSing.
Yes.
And having the Swain in that bot lane isn't losing you any of that potential for lining up those roots. So really good job there by Noctua. But I think that throughout this early game, we've seen kind of some stuff going both ways. A lot going favorably for Noctua, but Cosmonauts did get that solo kill in the top lane. A nice flash to confirm the haymaker from Nightwing Sammy, and they're definitely not in a terrible spot. They're going to be looking to scale up really hard as well with Nightwing Fling on that Kale.
Yeah, and that goes to mention, you were talking a bit about the Seraphine and Swain swapping their roles, but yeah, there's a Swain build that's been going around right now with the Imperial Mandate kind of build, and even the Moonstone Renewer for the Swain, because he pops that R, he has so much healing, he has a lot of slows. We're seeing a little bit of action on this top side. There goes the Nightwing Sammy with the ultimate, the showstopper, but the Devourer is there. Who's gonna win the 1v1? Nightwing Sammy. Mutton Chops is so close. Mutton Chops just right at the end licks him, sticks him, and takes him down. Even with the Nightwing Sammy throwing him right into the turret. Should go to mention though that they also picked up a dragon, Giant Swag, for the side of the Cosmonauts. But Giant Swag getting really aggressive on this Belveth. Does go for the E a little bit early. There goes the Kale ultimate, and we're just gonna have to see Hide in the Dark flash on out of there. Giant Swag still out a little bit of position, but Misfortune's not going to do too much to a Belveth. But, just a couple of summoners traded, well, not traded. Hide in the Dark decided to run out of there, get out of there. But a solo kill for the side of Noctua's top laner.
Yeah, Mutton Chops getting a little bit of revenge after the first 1v1 kill went over to Nightwing Sammy. But I think that overall, getting Hide in Dark out alive is a nice play there. And fortunately, with that Hex Flash, there's some extra capability unlocked by using that flash. So it's not all bad that it was forced out to get away. And I think that all in all, it's going to be the case that picking up that early Drake is going to prevent any early souls from going over to Noctua, and that's pretty big for Cosmonauts. So picking up that first Drake was a really good decision, and we'll see if they end up stacking towards the soul themselves.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Big Giant Swag. I want to see how they're going to be doing more on this Belveth. They're 1-0-1 now, and you know, soon they should have you're seeing some damage down here. We look like we're about to have a fight. We do see the bullet time go out, and Kit Kat's down here on the bot side. They did have to get the flash from both laners, and there goes a nice hook landing, but the stopwatch is popped from Soundwave, but he's trapped. He's in the box, and he can't get out. Kit Kat takes down, or hadn't he gone League actually gets the kill there, but we have some action on the top side too. We have some Belvath landing some W's action all over. That's the Devour, but the showstopper to get Nightwing Sammy right out, and he still has the Haymaker, he still got Flash, he's all the way out. Doesn't look like any other kills go down to the bot side, but lots of action all over, and you know, only one kill picked up, and Soundwaves, you know, gets caught by the hook, gets caught by the Echo W, and Soundwaves goes down.
Well, this is the way of League of Legends ever since the durability patch, Proxyo. We aren't seeing a lot of kills, but we are seeing a lot of action, so I'm enjoying all of these skirmishes. 4-2 on the kill count, that's a pretty close game. Looking to extend the gold lead here with this first Herald, gonna get some plates, and that's gonna give Noctua an opportunity to continue their lead in the game. But every time that they get into a lead situation, it feels like Cosmonauts have an answer. They're able to keep themselves within arm's length, and at this moment, picking up that orb, that's a pretty big thing for Belveth. We'll see if that's going to end up resulting in any ultimates going down, any big plays. Looking for a pick on to Kit Kat potentially.
Doesn't look like much should happen here. Kit Kat does have the Paralook of Verges knocked down, so Big Giant Swag just getting chunked out here, but there goes the Encore to poke them out, and Kit Kat's getting low. I don't know who's going to get out of this fight, but Belveth surely not. Soundwave gets to take one down with the ultimate, and they're still going far forward, and they're going to both flash away there. Lots of summoners burned, but Belveth, right after getting her true form, goes right down to true damage Echo, and unfortunate for the Belveth because you really want to keep that form. It's Brick versus Andy Gone League. As a 1v1, Bullet Time's coming out, but he's got the Gale Force. He's got an item advantage. He's going to use it. But we do see the Swain walking towards his bot side, and Misfortune doesn't look none the wiser. And it looks like she's about to get caught out here. Maybe a Never move comes out. We'll have to see if it lands. Hide and Dark's going for it. Both supports are making the aggressive plays. Let's see if they can land the hook. Goes ahead, lands it. Gets to the box, but it doesn't touch Carthiel. And Carthiel just gets out. Same with Andy Gone League in the bot lane too. Lots of durability patch nonsense happening in this game for sure.
Yeah, it looked like Andy Gone League was forced to flash there, so still a quite useful play from Soundwave. And I think that when you look at the last fight that resulted in kills, we saw a kill going over to Soundwave versus a kill going over to Nightwing Fling. And I think that getting that kill on the Kale is going to feel a lot better for Cosmonauts than giving the kill to Swain will feel on the side of Noctua. Now, Swain is in a position to carry right now. He's going to be in a solid spot in the mid game. But at the end of the day, when you're looking towards the late game, Nightwing Fling is that late game carry.
We are seeing a bit of a dragon contest here. Soundwave getting poked out. The potential carry, but Big Giant Swag really just wants to take down this dragon, but Kit Kat's getting the heck in there, still has the ultimate, the Chrono Break's out. We see a nice hook from the side of the Cosmonauts, and that allows them to get two members to take down. They got the Swain, they got the Seraphine, now it's just Brick out here, all on his lonesome, but that's another hook, hiding in the darks, landing those death sentences, and putting him down, and we got some show-stopping top lane action for you, and Mutton Chops is gonna say no. This is some durability patch, or no, it isn't. Nightwing Sammy. Let him tick down to that ignite. They pick up the dragon for the side of the Cosmonauts, and it's looking all in their favor for the side of the Cosmonauts now.
Yeah, a big swing in the lead there. Gold lead goes 1.5k in favor of Cosmonauts. They're able to pick up some kills. They're able to even pick up that first turret in the top lane. So Cosmonauts with a huge play, going to take over the lead in this game, and they've got some pretty solid tools to continue to extend this lead. Andy Gone League has been pretty good with those bullet times so far this game, and I think that they're going to look to accelerate with the Drake's Soul going to be an Ocean Soul this game, and that's going to be a big potential point of pressure that they'll have on the map in addition to this gold lead.
Yeah, I have to just shout out the Cosmonauts. I think their jungle and bot lane duo has all been playing very well to pick up these. You know, they share the jungle and support right now are sharing the same KDA. 1-1-4. So, they're getting stuff done. Only 7 kills on their side right now, but that's a lot of, action that they've contributed to. So Kit Kat and Hide in the Dark have been really getting in there. And, Andy League is firing off that bullet time, but right now, again, Nightwing Fling is picking up a lot of these other extra kills. That's why those assists are so high for the other champions on their team. And, Nightwing Fling hits the level 11 power spike on Kale, and that's, only 5 more levels to go until she's all the way up. But even level 11 still really dangerous for her. Already completed her Nasher's Tooth, and she's gonna even go further and further beyond. But looks like right now the side of pressure and momentum in this bot side is going to the side of Noctua, and Noctua's gonna go in and pop it all off, get Soundwave to press R, and some action on the top side. Mutton Chops not able to W out, gonna get chased down here, no way out. Does have Seraphine running up to him, but yeah, it's gonna take a little bit while before they go down, and they do eventually take them down, and it looks like Noctua is going too far, too under the turret. We do have a Belveth flank here to maybe get something done, and that Soundwave's Alcove Gaming, but here comes Big Giant Swag to take down the Misfortune. Make sure she doesn't get too far off the map, and Carthail going for that flash encore doesn't hit it, and Hide in the Dark is hiding. he's gone. You can't find him.
Yeah, and we were thinking of that the bot lane was going in favor of Noctua. They certainly had the pressure, but apparently they overextended while we were watching the other fight, and the kill went down as Brick fell. And now we're seeing this damage coming out in the mid lane. It's so powerful from Hale.
Gotta dodge the bullets. The curtain call is unleashed. He's shooting 1, 2, 3 bullets. And the 4th, they don't all connect. And Nightwing Fling does get to live there. So yeah, no curtain call for Nightwing Fling. Does get to survive, keeps that bounty. And, objective bounties are up for the side of Noctua. Champion bounties are up for the side of Noctua. They need to find some way to get these golds, these pockets of gold, these sacks of gold into their pockets, because if they take another team fight, they're gonna be, smacked by some wallet, and that's never a good feeling. It's really heavy getting smacked with a big old bucket of gold. We see Echo already having his Proto Belt and Lich Bane complete. We're seeing Kale get to what's a component of her Omnivap item that I can't remember the name of. The Corrupting Eye thing? I can't remember the name of it. The Leeching Leer's
Riftmaker.
Riftmaker. Thank you,
You're talking
Tiger.
about the Leeching Leer,
Well,
Well,
she's
anyways,
getting there.
She's getting there anyways, but I think that an interesting thing we can see with the itemization is Nightwing Sammy going for that Hull Breaker, looking to try to extend the gold lead by a side laning. Picking up this Rift Herald would really help with that also. There would be maybe 2 towers. I would definitely say that they should hand that over to Nightwing Sammy with that Hull Breaker. It looks like that's not what they're going to do, though. They're going to pick it up. It was unfortunate on the first Rift Herald that it wasn't able to be used before the turret playing spell, and they weren't even able to get that mid tower with it.
Are you sure you want to take this fight, Noctua? You're a little bit behind on money, but you do have a position. You missed the encore. That's no good to start a fight off, but you're still going. It's a 3v5. Sets flinging Tomkich into the backside, but he gets devoured up. Swain's doing some demonic ascension stuff back there, but it looks like he gets taken down. Here comes the rest of the Cosmonauts. Are they going to smack you with their wallets or not? Here goes Kit Kat. Here goes Giant Swag to try to engage, but looks like Cosmonauts are winning this fight. Nightwing Fling dishing out some damage, flashing forward, taking out Jin, taking out the entire enemy team, and that is a team fight win for the side of Noctua. Oh, no, the side of Cosmonauts. Excuse me, but yeah, Noctua will lose that team fight pretty hard.
You were dead on when you said that whenever they miss that encore, they should disengage that fight. It's not a good one. They were able to get the first pick on the Nightwing Sammy, but that's a rough result. They're able to get the 3rd Drake of the game plus a tier 2 tower. That's a pretty big win for Cosmonauts. They extend the gold lead to about 6,500, and now they're on Soul Point. Looking at that Ocean Soul, gonna give them some extra regeneration. But we talk about the 16 out of 16 Kale, but the 13 out of 16 Kale seems to be pretty powerful already, and enough so to win that fight. Pretty big divine intervention there going down from Nightwing Fling.
Okay,
And
Cat, going for
Noctua
Giant Swag is just gonna say, yeah, I'm the alpha jungler. This is not your jungle. This is mine. Dodging the Belveth W and getting the kill, and then just popping the R out of there and just get it all out. But Mutton Chops going ahead and dishing some damage. Carthael does it a solo encore, but Nightwing Sammy going all the way for the play. They can't be stopped over here. He doesn't miss. Night Hide a dart, and the parallel convergence is good. All the CC's landing. 3 are down for the side of Noctua and Cosmonauts. They don't need to leave your jungle. They just take what they want. Oh, I love to see it.
It's Cosmonauts jungle now. They're able to take that priority, able to get 3 kills. They could have maybe rotated to Baron, but they didn't have their Kale in the area, so makes sense. They're just going to take all the camps
Oof.
and then head towards the mid lane, potentially trying to start to siege out these towers. And right now with the gold lead at almost 9,000, this is going to be an uphill battle the rest of the game. And I don't even think that we can give credit to Noctua for having the scaling advantage here up against, you know, Kale Misfortune. Yep. It's going to be, well, they can still look for picks. There's always the possibility to turn a game around. You never can give up on a game like this, but it's going to be a difficult one to come back from.
Yes, and you know, K-Cat has been doing really excellent on this Echo. He's been securing a lot of the kills, setting up for the team, and you know, team fights have just looked really solid for the side of the Cosmonauts. They've been just winning them really handily, and you know, that's a little bit off the back of Noctua making a couple of, you know, they're trying to go too far forward when they don't have all the resources that they need. Like I said, all these objective bounties are still up and they haven't collected any of them. All these turrets are up, all these you know, champion bounties, you know, they needed to be able to try to make a pick happen, but when that pick happens, it goes on for way too long. You know, they try to make a pick that goes like 3 minutes. You know, you need to pick somebody and they be gone in that instant. That's why it's called a pick. But they're taking too long to get to their picks because their wallets are too small, and that's why Cosmonauts is in the lead, and they're going to be looking to pressure this Baron relatively soon. And we do see a lot of members of Noctua grouping into this bot side, trying to look for that pick. That's still their angle, is to still look for a pick call. But Kit Kat doesn't care. He's gonna go ahead and one-shot Giant Swag. That's a lot of needlessly large rods hitting this Belveth right in the face. Kit Kat just keep going. All these Z drives are landing, but does get rooted. Is getting taken down, but that's the Chrono Break for you. Nightwing Fling is on the side. Mutton Chops is getting taken down. They do take the Dark Passage, so they can see if they can go a little bit further forward. But Jin's got traps. He's landing them, but they do land a little bit of a pick onto Nightwing Fling, but they don't have the damage. They're just landing pick, but it's not going to come from anything. And on the other side of the map, Nightwing Sammy's not even there. Just split push it, hitting that turret with the Soul Breaker.
Yeah, it's a whole breaker gameplay style, but Kit Kat with so much damage, absolutely blowing up Giant Swag at the beginning of that fight. That's really that point. How are you going to re-engage that? Maybe just a little bit of some wishful thinking going on from Noctua. I get that you have to try to make a play at some point, but they're trying to make every play, and so far none of them working out. But at the same time, it's so difficult to look for those plays when, like you're saying, you gotta try to get in, get the pick, and get out. But all of the tools that you want to use to get out as the side of Noctua are also the tools that you want to use to make the pick. So it's hard to hold any of those back and still be successful in the play. They're blowing all of them, which they kind of have to try to get these kills, but then they're kind of just vulnerable. They don't have any CC to disengage with. And
oh man, Undegon League is just slapping Soundwave. Thought they were just going to go down there. And Kit Kat looking again to just go ahead, one-shot Big Giant Swag, but it looks like it's a really good fight. They're still just going to go forward. Kit Kat's still going to the backside. That set just takes down the Swain, pops the Chrono Break, is out of there. They're flashing forward. Brick's trying to get taken down. They're looking to just end this game. They don't need that soul point. They're just going to go ahead and try to run down the base. Looks like they're going to, you know, they don't have any mitten waves just at the base just yet. So it looks like Kit Kat's going to go ahead and take this dragon while the rest of the team goes and takes some turrets. Looks like they're going for all the turrets, all the money, baby. They sent Misfortune to the top side, they sent Kales to the mid, Set to the bottom, let this jungle support duo take this dragon, and then we're gonna go ahead and take this base.
Yeah, I feel like between Kale and Misfortune, you could just go ahead and try to end the game. But I respect playing it out safely here.
Mutton Chop's a little bit too far out. They just got the dragon. Now they're gonna take you down. And yeah, unfortunately, Mutton Chops has been getting relatively bullied. It has been really tanky on the Tom Kench, but even that thick shield, that gray health does not matter because they're doing too much damage. They have the Ocean Soul, and yeah, again, looking to close the game out.
Shield yourself just to add more damage to the enemy damage charts at this point. Here's the last
They
fight.
do land it in Encore, but there goes the Kale ultimate going down. Big Giant Swag gets nothing. Swain, nothing. Set, everything. Kale, everything. That's gonna be a win for the Cosmonauts. They take them all down. Kit Kat is legendary. Kale is legendary. Sets show stopping the Tom Kitch into the fountain. It's a good game to see all around. So nice win for the side of the Cosmonauts.
Yeah, Cosmonauts going to be looking strong going into game number 2 here. We'll see if they can continue this trend. If they can continue having a 9-0 and 6 Kale, I feel like that one might need to get banned out going into game number 2. But I think that Cosmonauts, after maybe a little bit of a shaky start, they got behind early after giving up that first blood in the top lane dry brush. But after that, they kind of just responded good after every play that Noctua tried to make. And once they got the lead, they never looked back. So well played by Cosmonauts. And going into game 2, Noctua going to have to change things up a little bit. Maybe give themselves some scaling conditions in addition to some of this early game presence that they had here in game number 1.
Yep, and definitely gonna be looking forward to it. But we're gonna get it all set up again for you guys, and we're just gonna be right back, and then we'll get right into this next draft because it's a big best of 5, so we want to get these games going. All right, see you in just a minute. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game 2 draft phase of Noctua versus the Cosmonauts. Hopefully, we have that right. Noctua has, you know, unfortunately just lost a game to the Cosmonauts in pretty brilliant fashion because, yeah, Cosmonauts started popping off. That Echo, that Kale looked real good. That Thresh, whoo, sheesh. There were some really good plays from the side of the Cosmonauts. And Noctua had a good early game, great early game with Brick and Soundwave, really putting down that aggression. But that mid game just fell through so hard. And we're seeing some adaptations already to that. Noctua looking at some bans.
Yeah, taking away that Kale and Echo, uh, not going to allow those to return, and locking in the first pick Yasuo. Wow,
Ooh.
that's some pretty aggressive plays. Maybe looking to see a Diana. Although with the Echo pick for Kit Kat from last game, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cosmonauts wanted to take away that Diana, make sure that there's no Yasuo Diana combo. Of course, there's many good Yasuo combos, but the Diana, of course, the premier one. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll keep an eye out for that. But it looks like they're gonna lock that set back in the top lane. Worked out well for Nightwing Sammy last game, and we'll see if that's going to be the case again this game.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see whether or not what they're gonna be matched up into, because from Noctua we saw all types of different like flex picks of the Tom Kench, the Seraphine, and the Swain. So even Yasuo to some degree has his own flexibility between going into mid or bottom. But you still want to just pair him with champions that work. Diana's a great champion for it, and Cosmonauts get right to the end of the draft and go ahead and lock in that little Blanc, trying to potentially use that into this mid lane matchup, Yasuo against the Blanc. And there it is, Noctua locks it in. Yasuo, Diana, the moon breath of wind, moonfall, moonfall, I think is what everybody calls it. Well, I think that's the name of Diana's ultimate, but last breath and moonfall, they got they got their synergy. They AoE combo you, Yasuo ults you, both press R, they win. Um, yeah, not gonna be an easy game for the side of the Cosmonauts with that combo against them this time.
Yeah, and adding some more knockups with the Tom Kench. Now, if it's the Tom Kench versus Set top lane matchup like we saw last game, early on that was actually going really well for Mutton Chops. Was able to secure a solo kill. Ended up getting solo killed once as well. So it was a pretty volatile matchup, and it would be fun to watch that same matchup run back. It's the Janna lock in for Cosmonauts, though. I'm surprised to see the drop this much on priority for Seraphine, but the Janna lock-in also has some interesting merits.
I do like the Janna here, and I don't even mind Seb trying to get that AoE wombo combo of death away from you with Showstopper or the Monsoon from Janna is a good option against it. We could even see potentially a Xin here knock them away, get them away, push them out of here, get knocked out of my face. So what Noctua, our Cosmonauts might be saying for this game, but in the game previous they had all that aggression in towards that mid game with that Thresh, but so it's a little bit of a shame not to see Hide on Dark playing Thresh once again because they were landing picks left, right, and center. But now it looks like the picks that the pick champion that they have on their team is going to be on Nightwing Fling to try to go ahead and land those ethereal chains and lock them down and then maybe to pick them off. But we'll have to wait to see what the rest of the Cosmonauts are going to draft here. But Noctua's comp looks really, already solid. And then now we should see the next couple of champions that are going to be locked in here.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be a hyper carry in the bot lane for Cosmonauts and probably something a little bit tankier in the jungle. It could be like a Bruiser. Ezreal makes a lot of sense to go alongside the Janna. That's a great weak side bot lane.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be able to put priority in that top and mid lane matchups. Going to make sure, probably especially to look towards that mid lane matchup. I'd like to see them lock in an Udyr jungle if that's something that they play. But on the other side, Noctua now maybe looking at something like an Alistar. They're going to lock in the Lux instead, going to try to get some extra damage out of that support role. And I'm expecting Yasuo mid, so probably going to be some form of marksman here in the bot lane. Or it could be the Seraphine. I mean, Lux Seraphine's
Yeah.
a pretty great bot lane.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one, Tiger. But when I'm looking at the Cosmonauts draft, after the way they played that last game with going, in with that Echo, that Thresh, and the set, to see their composition change so drastically to a more, we're gonna let them just come into us, and then we're just gonna shoot them once they come in. They're gonna kite with the Ezreal, kite with the Janna, uh, kite with the LeBlanc, but she can get a little aggressive, and they last pick that Graves there, so actually that's what I want to see. I want to see something that gets in there, blasts them down, and yeah, I want to see if Cosmonauts can, you know, show all that aggression that they showed in the game one.
Yeah, I think that if they get ahead, Cosmonauts are going to be pretty hard to deal with because it's surprisingly difficult to kill off champs like Graves, Ezreal, LeBlanc. They're very slippery, and also with the durability patch, you can't just burst them down as easily as you used to. But on the other side, if you are able to land that flash moonfall into last breath, then that's going to be a lot of health bars that you can drop very quickly. And that's what I'm looking at for Noctua as their mid to late game strategy. They really want to make a play that doesn't allow the other team to use any of their abilities. And that's kind of the only way that they're looking at doing it. I mean, you're able to get a lot of other forms of CC. You can kind of scare them off using that Tom Kench. I think that you may have been on the money with the Yasuo being in that 80 carry role. They can be looking to put that against the Ezreal, and they may have
Ooh,
had that Veigar as the mid laner.
we have
Although, that being
confirmation that it
said,
is not. Yep.
yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Yasuo in the mid lane, so it's going to be a Veigar Lux bot lane. I'm a Lux support main, so I'm really happy to see Lux in this game.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that the matchup into Janna Ezreal is going to be pretty advantageous, going to have a lot of ability to poke them down. Uh, and the sustain of Janna is not that great. I mean, you're going to be able to shield up some of the poke damage, but you aren't actually able to heal up at all until level 6, or you have Moonstone Renewer. So I think that in the long run, Brick and Soundwave should be able to poke down the bot lane of the Cosmonauts, and they'll have that as a point of pressure on the map. But I'm not sure who's going to come out on top of those mid-top matchups.
Yeah, looking at the mid-top matches between the Yasuo versus LeBlanc and the Tahm Kench versus Set, we've seen the Tahm Kench versus Set, and, it was relatively even, but once those junglers really got into there, once Kit Kat got into that top side, Mutton Chops was finished, finito, done. So we'll have to see if Giant Swag can, not playing the Bel'Veth this time, so probably on a champion that they're more comfortable with. Bel'Veth was only released a couple of weeks ago, so, Diana, been able to play her for months, potentially even years. Of Diana play. And again, when I'm looking at the Noctua comp, I'm seeing a lot of aggression, a lot of go forward. We're gonna CC them, lock them down. I'm loving all the different CC layers they have. I will say one thing though, that they are relatively magic damage focused. It's really only Yasuo bringing out that physical damage. So if Cosmonauts get to certain item points where they're feeling like they can, if the game scales later, the Cosmonauts are going to be in favor because they're going to be able to purchase some magic resist items, and that's when they're going to start dealing less damage for the side of Noctua. So they really need to try to push the forward as far as they can. Really, 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 push them all the way till they're off the Summoner's Rift. That's basically your goal. You want to blow up the Nexus and then push the 5 other guys off their fountain so they fall into the catacombs below. That's the way I imagine League of Legends to be. But yeah, we'll have to see if Noctua can push as far as they need to, or not. Yeah, what are your thoughts about that, Tiger?
I think that buying magic resist items is a good theoretical idea for the side of the Cosmonauts, but I don't really see that much opportunity between the champs to do it. I mean, maybe you go triple Hex Drinkers, start building up those Maw of Malmortius,
Could you
but
could?
other than Set, I feel like they don't have a whole lot of champions who you really want to invest a lot of MR into. They kind of just want to get their damage in.
True.
Maybe we'll see Maw of Malmortius on like Kit Kat's Graves, maybe on Andy Gunleague's Ezreal, but I think that they're hoping that they'll be in a situation where before they get to the point where they want to invest in MR, they'll be ahead enough as to they can just build their damage and win team fights off of having more items. And I feel like throughout this game, there's going to be a lot of big damage instances where
Mm-hmm.
hopefully this will kind of break the trend that we've seen with the resistances of just getting like one kill out of every skirmish. I feel like there's enough damage here that maybe we get some big team fights going on where there's a lot of people falling before the end of the team fight.
I agree. I'm hoping to see some big burst damage, some kills. But with that, I think we're gonna head to a break, and then we'll be right back with you guys once we get into Champ Select. So yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Muted. Hello, guys, and welcome to Game 2 of Noctua versus the Cosmonauts. Looks like everything's right. Scoreboard looks okay. Noctua is on the blue side. The Cosmonauts are on the red side. The Cosmonauts did win the first game. It's me, Proxyo, with my buddy Tiger, my co-caster, helping me out. And yeah, this could have been a solo cast, but I'm so glad that Tiger came over here to make sure I have some nice company and assistance, and he's been such a help. So yeah, shout out to Tiger, and yeah, let's just get into this game.
Yeah, much appreciated. I think that going into game two, the Cosmonauts showed that they are definitely capable of taking a lead and accelerating it to victory. But we had some pretty tumultuous early stages of last game, so I'm looking to see if we get the same type of style played here by Noctua, and if they can maybe take advantage of that and push it on towards a victory.
Yep, and usually like to start with jungle pathing. Junglers are starting opposite sides of each other. They both actually got actually they didn't put vision for each other. They kind of just put vision around their buffs just to make sure the other one doesn't invade each other. And yeah, both junglers full clearing to the opposite side. So Diana's gonna be walking to the bot side. They're not gonna be able to have a rift scuttle fight is the option. But we saw a lot of aggression in game one in this bot lane, and we're seeing a lot of aggression again. Soundwave landing the binding. They do have the event horizon going down. Ignites are going down. Soundwave does have to flash. Andy-Gone League does go for the E flash Q combo, connects and kills him. So it's first blood for the side of the Cosmonauts, and Brick is looking at a bad ways because Andy-Gone League is right here, hasn't pressed the attack, is stacking it up, but it's taking a lot of minion damage here. Brick is really trying to hold on. All those minions are adding up to a lot of damage, but Jana with the last second tornado to make sure Andy-Gone League is all good and clear. That's 2 kills for the side of the Cosmonauts picked up.
Yeah, I like having some aggression in there, but it was level twos for both sides. And what you got to understand when you're playing a Veigar Lux lane is that you do not have a lot of DPS with your auto attacks. So once their initial burst was down, and they looked like they were in a good spot, but after that, all of the damage was on the other side. Andy-Gone League plays aggressively, actually leveling second the Arcane Shift just to be able to get in range with that flash to finish off Soundwave. And then on the backside of the fight, Brick just didn't have anywhere to go. Tried to chase down Hide in Dark, didn't work out. A good tornado. So despite the fact that it's a Janna instead of a Thresh, we're still seeing some pretty big Qs coming in for the CC from Hide in Dark.
Yeah, it's all off of everybody just going for some, CC, and then everybody just goes off and lands all their abilities, tries to just fight. As soon as that CC lands, everybody's like, fight, fight, fight. Nobody's really like, let's get back out and let's get out of here. So even with the Cosmonauts drafting a more defensive composition, Jana likes to get people out of there. She's great at peeling. Ezreal's great at peeling for himself as well. He has Arcane Shift away, but it looks like the way the Cosmonauts are going to be playing is going forward with the Arcane Shifts. Maybe we're going to see a Jana flash Monsoon into her team. She's going to Lee Sin kick somebody. But junglers are both here in the bot side. Some more action is definitely going to happen here soon or not. Both the junglers actually, Graves going to his camp and Diana hitting that recall button. Arthael taking some damage in the mid lane.
Yeah, an attempt at the lane gank there makes a lot of sense for a big giant swag. Trying to turn the tides of this bot lane doesn't end up panning out. See Kit Kat roaming down to make sure that everything's all good and well in that bot lane. And neither of these junglers have great gank potential through the early stages. You just kind of want to get to that level 6s before anything big is going to go down. Definitely, once Diana hits level 6, that's a big power point to set up some ganks. And there is a lot of gank setup available, especially on the side of Noctua. But wise not to force anything there and just back it off. Get back to clearing those camps and try to stay on the pace to speed run through that jungle.
Definitely. I just want to speed run through that jungle, hit level 6 power spike, and start doing that moonfall combo with Yasuo and Diana. And off that last 2 kills that went over to Andy-Gone League, picked up nice little Lucidity boots for themselves, sitting on the tier. The boots are great in this lane that has so many skill shots, and having those boots makes it so much easier to just dodge the skill shots. You just run right, you run left, and it's really hard to hit you. That one didn't hit. Let's see how many skill shots do land here. And in the top lane, Mutton Chops takes a flash. Really thought they were in trouble there. Did see the Kit Kat, so was really worried about what's gonna happen up there. But now it's flashes. So Nightwing Sammy still has the flash, still has the showstopper, so could definitely go for the plays. But we're seeing kick out on the top side. That allows Giant Swag to get something done on the bot side. We'll have to see if they're gonna go for something. They do go over to the Dragon, but let's see what they go for next.
Yeah, maybe looking for a play here in the bot lane, despite getting seen by the control ward, still potentially looking for something. Hiding Dark flashes out of the cage. That's all it's going to be for now. But getting that Summoner spell definitely quite meaningful as far as the pressure in that lane goes. It's going to help avoid giving over that Drake very easily, and we'll see if the push continues to go in favor of Noctua. Despite the fact that there is those extra lucidity boots for Andy Gonleague.
And Antigon League just been chilling on the bot side. But we're getting a lot of bot lane focus in this game, but we should be taking a look at which jungler's gonna hit level 6 first. And Kit Kat takes away the blue buff, and Big Giant Swag's walking up there expecting some blue treasure for themselves, but they're not gonna have anything there. And Kit Kat's getting some jungle domination taken away to get some counter jungling in, take away the blue buff, take away this scuttle crab that spawned on the side that Diana was going to. So, and yeah, Kit-Kat's gonna be able to just go right back to their bot side jungle, be able to pick up some more gold for themselves, and even on the bot side, Cosmonauts are picking up some plates for themselves. So it's looking really good for the side of the Cosmonauts in this early game right now. Pick up some plates, pick up some gold, and yeah, they're getting advantages all over right now.
Yeah, definitely getting a lot of that advantage off of those first 2 kills. But 2 kills doesn't add up to 2k gold, which is just about what lead that they've got. A lot of that probably coming from some CS advantages that they have top and bot. We could see an attempt at a steal here. I don't think that it's going to be in time. Big Giant Swag approaching. Have that Yasuo Diana.
And they're looking at it. Brick does go land the event horizon, and Kit Kat is looking for the... Oh, there goes the Yasuo Diana. Forget everything else. There it is. They wait for their perfect moment, and they finally take him down. They get the shutdown onto Andigon League. That's Diana picking up 2 kills for herself, and that puts them thoroughly back in the game. It was 2k down, and now it's 2k even. So it's looking good, and Big Giant Swag gonna go even further and take away some camps as well. So yeah, big combo. I was sorry, I was just enamored by all the flashing colors. It just looks so pretty. Yeah, Big Giant Swag and Carthael come up big in that last team fight.
Yeah, I think that the first part of that play that maybe is easy to overlook is the fact that Brick found a great flank, and that wasn't expected by the Cosmonauts. They were on that Drake. They were like, all right, we got all 4 members here. They're not going to challenge us. And then they see 3 coming from the top side, but they kind of run straight into the waiting arms of Brick's Vagar, puts down the cage, able to get 2 stuns off of that. Soundwave finds a double knock, or a double stun with the light binding. And now we got a 1v1 top.
And we have the showstopper coming out from Mutton Chops. We saw this play last time, and Mutton Chops died the exact same way. You take the fight, and then you start dying to the ticks of Ignite. Not a good look, but again, Diana's getting strong, and Ezreal getting caught out by the light binding. There's too many layers of damage and CC that, that the Cosmonauts have to deal with. That's one factor. It's like, okay, we have the event horizon to dodge, then we have the light binding to dodge, then we have to dodge the Yasuo combo too. This is where we need to see them play that peel style. They're being aggressive. They want to make the forward plays, but again, your champions are more oriented to getting the heck out of there. Press the Janna or press the Ezreal, get the LeBlanc all the way out. But if the event horizon's around, not everybody could get her out. About only Ezreal could get out of that. So really, really a lot on where Brick's going to be positioning that event horizon. And of course, Big Giant Swag and Carthael setting up the combo.
Yeah, as far as the bot lane goes, getting those level 6s is really huge for Noctua. They've got enough damage to burst down.
Ooh, we have a flank here from Hide and Dark, kind of. But it looks like they're actually really going to go for it. They're going to go forward, and they just get a little bit of damage on the Soundwave, but doesn't look like they're going to Arcane Shift forward, but it feels like it's a good moment to potentially do so, but they're deciding against it. Don't want to get too cocky or greedy. Maybe there's a Diana behind them, and Soundwave does go ahead and land all their combo of damage, but doesn't go down because they got that Monsoon. Kit Kat's down here, landed some shots right into that Vagar's tiny body, and he goes down. Sorry, Vagar, but you're not looking too big today. But here goes the combo. Nightwing Fling double distortion way the heck out there. I need to get out of here. You're not hitting me with the last breath. No way, sir. No how. So, no thing for the mid, but a kill in the bot for the side of the Cosmonauts.
Yeah, the Cosmonauts gonna feel good about that one. And I really liked what Brick was doing at the beginning there. When it was just the 2v2, by standing in front of Soundwave, he was really protecting the health bar. And you can't land your DPS as Ezreal without being able to hit the backline with those Mystic shots. So Brick was able to absorb enough damage that it looked like it was going to be a good situation. But then Kit Kat comes in. There's no way that you can block both Ezreal and Graves. And so Brick going to be the unfortunate sacrifice there. And a nice attempt on the mid lane, but Nightwing Fling with the fancy footwork able to double distortion out. Not even gonna be forced to flash away, which is good because it didn't have flash. And so able to get out alive of that. And the Cosmonauts come out on top, about 3,000 gold lead now.
Yeah, and Cosmonauts looking good. Well, let's talk about where that gold lead is looking at. Even with that like last fight that just happened, Carthage getting pretty aggressive. Lands the last breath, but Blanc's got the Janna nearby, Anne's got the clone nearby, got the distortion. Yasuo, you can land your combo, but it's not gonna finish her off. Yeah, let's talk about again the gold, where all the gold is allocated. You know, obviously Ezreal has a lot of gold right in his pockets, much more than the than the Veigar right now. We have you know, about 1,200 gold advantage for Ezreal just in the bot lane alone. And then in the top lane, that's where a big advantage is. About 1,700 gold for Set. That's why he has his whole break complete. He has the items. He has the CS advantage. You know, and not looking good for Munchops. Should maybe stop taking this matchup because this matchup is not looking too good for themselves. It's a couple of levels down as well, so not the best. On the opposite side of the map, well, still a little bit closer to the top side. Graves taking Herald. There is a dragon on this side of the map, and it looks like Noctua is going to go ahead and start that up because they don't feel like too much pressure is down here. So, going to go ahead and give themselves a dragon. You know, reclaim a little bit of that soul point condition, win condition, and it's going to be an Infernal Rifts map. So the Infernal Blazes is going to be on the map, and they're just denying these plays on the bot side. They don't look like they can go for, you know, Ezreal Janna, hard lane to go for, and all in on Mutton Chops, got the Riptail pop. They're going to take this turret and potentially take Mutton Chops down unless they can find a way out, and looks like they found the way out. So Mutton Chops getting the heck on out of there, but they're going to keep pushing. Ezreal getting a little bit too far forward, does have the Arcane Shift pops, but can't use it anymore. Hide in the dark, way too far forward, gets bound, they get taken down. Yasuo, Diana, they don't stop once they start going, and that's it. That's all she wrote, folks. We did see the Hexdrinker come out for the Ezreal, but that's too much damage. You can't avoid all that.
Yeah, so a couple kills going down in the bot lane and somehow avoiding death. Mutton Chops feeling probably pretty good about that. But it was 2 towers being taken down by the Cosmonauts on the top side of the map. Going to be 1 traded back here, but the gold on that play ends up about even. Still about 3,000. Maybe a little bit more if they can take down this tower, but the Cosmonauts still in control of this game. And while you were talking about the individual gold matchups, I was taking a look at that CS. It's almost 50 advantage in the top lane for Sammy, so really masterful playing of this matchup. Once again, taking that hull breaker on Set, so looking to slam those solo lanes, and so far working out quite well. The Cosmonauts should be pleased with that.
Yeah, the Set's looking like a Giga Chad in the top lane. He just wants to fight 1v1, put him in the brawling arena, put him in the boxing ring, and he's gonna take him down. But you know, that's where Noctua, they still want to just look for that big AoE combo of Diana Yasuo, and they got to go ahead and land it on the bot side. But now teams are gonna start to group up. There's options, and Soundwave's doing some big chunks of damage because Graves doesn't have any magic resistance. They're going for the big combo. They don't get the last breath because Yasuo is knocked up. A big giant swag does go ahead and land some moonfall damage, but unfortunately, and we're actually seeing the whole breaker champion run out of the bot lane. They're coming to the mid lane to help their team out feels like, you know, these guys are not getting, they're landing a couple picks. I need to be there. So Nightwing Sammy not getting able to get that hull breaker value for just a couple of seconds, but it's back in the bot side. Dodging out some skill shots, getting hit with the electrocute. And yeah, it looks like it's not that bad of a time for the Cosmonauts. Not no deaths really happening right now on the map, just unless we get a nice little pick from this Lux. But Hide and Dark's got some moon monsoons to get out of there, and yeah, counter tornadoes with tornadoes.
Yeah, I guess wherever Yasuo goes, the wind follows him, right? Not going to be enough damage for the kill there. Soundwave definitely doing a lot of work though on this Lux. And looking at what we're going to have in the mid-game team fights, right now Big Giant Swag and Carthel are the main carries for Noctua, but they have a lot of different damage sources. So one of the nice things about their comp is that they aren't susceptible to having one of their members picked off and then not having any damage whatsoever. They can pretty much absorb any of their members getting picked and still have a chance in team fights, but they do have the issue of that they need to get their engage to work. If they don't, they'll be in a vulnerable spot.
Yeah, Nightwing Fling not really getting off too much damage with this LeBlanc. Feeling, Carthael's can just tank it up as, just life steals right through it. May have spoken too soon, but Nightwing Fling just trying to throw any bit of damage, and it's not really sticking onto this Yasuo. But we got a dragon here in about 50 seconds. Both teams look to be prepping around that area. We do see Set, going ahead, taking that bottom turret, so they're trying to set up, but Soundwave has just been consistent with getting these picks, but unfortunately, they're the only one that are able to, get a little bit of damage off them. Vigar's range isn't too far away from himself, so not able to help assist with those picks unless the picks are a little bit closer.
Yeah, we get some item spikes coming in here right before this first
Ooh,
Inferno.
Giant Swag's face shaking a bush. Is gonna get taken down. Nightwing Sammy is here trying to make sure Giant Swag goes down, and that's a big amount of damage from the Lux, but it doesn't matter. Nightwing Sammy is still going forward. Does pop the R, the showstopper, to get further to the backside, and it's a fight on two fronts. Nightwing Sammy does get out, but it's just Big Giant Swag and Nightwing Fling going down. So yeah, still contesting over this dragon here. Carthael, they do land a 3-man knock up on the Jonadnado, but it doesn't look like it's too much. Nightwing Sam is coming in from the backside, does land a big E onto the backside, and Mudshots get taken down. Carthael gets taken down off that play, and they're going to keep going forward. They're flashing for a double flash, because that Lux has got to go down. They don't want to see any more of those ultimates, those final sparks hitting their team. And that means Cosmonauts gets the win at the dragon fight, all off of Big Giant Swag face shaking that bush, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it's pretty rough when you're losing the team fights against a whole breaker set. I mean, definitely you can still play out team fights with the hull breaker, but the value, like you said before, pretty severely diminished. But it's a 5v4 in the team fight after that pick, and Big Giant Swag did a pretty good job after getting initially picked. Went into the stopwatch and then was able to find a Moonfall to set up the Vagar cage into the final spark, but I think that at the end of the day, the consistent
Nightwing Sammy getting caught out here. Does have the Haymaker, gonna try to slam down Brick. Does put the Ignite on him. He's ticking down and does get a kill for it. They have the Ezreal True Shot Barrage just to make sure he may go down. Soundwave looking for maybe another pick here, but Soundwave is the one getting picked on the opposite side. We did have Nightwing Sammy go down in that last play, and KitKat, top lane, shooting this Tomkins, trying to shoot a fish in a barrel. He's shooting him. And this fish is fighting back. He's got a little bit of damage to himself. It's a 1v1. There's some minions in your way, Graves. I don't know if you could do all that damage. And he still finishes them off, even with all of Mutton Chop's minions being there in front of that shotgun. Shot that fish in a barrel. They're looking for the play here, but they got spotted out. There's a ward right on top of their faces. So Carthael, Noctua not getting a lot out of this game. Getting picked, getting taken down. Unfortunately, they're trying their best, but it's not succeeding. Even getting their red buff taken away when they have Smite up. Oh no, it's unfortunate for the Noctua side. And Cosmonauts, they're thriving. They're feeling real good about how this game is going.
Yeah, I feel like for Soundwave, I very much sympathize with this position. I mean, 2, 3, and 3 on the Lux, but you got your Yasuo Diana that aren't able to get the engages to work out. You've got a Vagar as your ADC. This feels like one of my solo queue games,
Oh
Proxyo.
no, don't
Uh,
talk about it that way. Uh,
but whatever the case, you got to keep trying, right? Soundwave finding another potential pick, at least finding a good bit of damage. Has that Luden's Tempest complete? Has a lot of that magic penetration going down, and we'll see if that's going to be enough to start confirming some of these kills. If we can get one more item through for Soundwave.
Kit Kat is huge, by the way, so Kit Kat is just gonna take down Diana. We see Yasuo flash forward to try to help her with a combo, but he just gets taken down. He does get to pop off his last breath, but just Kit Kat is too big. 7-1 gets a double kill. He's too strong. He has the Maul, he's got the Eclipse, he's got the Umber Glaive. They're going to Baron. That's what I'm talking about, some jungle domination. Kit Kat popping off, popping that Mastery 7, and Cosmonauts winning the game.
Yeah, well, it looks like the Hex Drinkers are coming through after all. We got the Mauve Malmortius for Kit Kat, 7-1-1 on the Graves. Gonna be very difficult to kill off through the rest of this game. You can go in lethality, so gonna be doing a lot of work on the 4 members not named Tom Kent.
Oh no, we look into the bot side of Nightwing Sammy. He doesn't care about any of your damage landing on him. He's still doing some sit-ups, he's getting some reps in. Because he doesn't care. He has just some boots. He doesn't even need all that extra magic resist. He just tanked a full combo from Lux and Vigar, so not looking good.
Just showing off the gains, man. You gotta respect the gains. Good work there for set. Definitely gotta get that ab crunches in. Gotta maintain that six
Oh,
pack.
Soundwave flashing forward, trying to really get Hide and Dark, but Hide and Dark still gets out, knocks up the Diana mid-dash. Hide and Dark is too clean with it. Even when they're not playing the pick champions, they're like, yeah, you don't pick me. I get the heck out of there. They're setting up the Dragon Blade. Kit Kat's not afraid to walk into 5 members at this point. He's like, I can tank them all. Nightwing Sammy's literally tanking them all. Facebreaker. That's everybody just getting smacked, punched, kicked, and shot. Everybody's going down to the side of for the side of Noctua, and Nightwing Sammy just tanked a full Vigar ult even when he was at like a quarter of HP. It's too much magic damage. Nightwing Fling gonna get shut down by the turret. That's the real MVP for the Noctua side. That turret's got your back, making sure you get a little bit of money in your pocket, but it is not a good look because Nightwing Sammy, Kit Kat are popping off like a stroganoff.
Popping off like a stroganoff. Well, they're going to need to defend their Nexus towers here. I feel like they're going to give up these inhibs no matter what. At least the mid one. Maybe they're going to be able to protect the top side inhib. But this Baron buff, seeing a lot of positive use here from the Cosmonauts. I feel like as far as Noctua goes, I respect that they've been going for plays. They're trying to be proactive about coming back in this game. But I feel like all of the plays that they've gone for have backfired, and now they're just sitting down 12,000 gold. They're giving up Soul Point now for free. They're giving up the Baron. Their base is in shambles. I mean, at some point, we're going to have to look on towards Game 3 and have to ask what adjustments you have to make. I hope that we get to see some good mental coming out from Noctua. It's hard to overcome an 0-2 deficit, but as long as they can keep their heads in it and they can make some slight adjustments, they have the aggression that they need to come from behind if they get the opportunity. It's just not working out for them right now. So if they can just find the right plays to make, even if it doesn't work out here,
And that's just casual. Just Carthel getting picked. Carthel can't stand in the mid lane alone. Yasuo is not as strong as he needs to be, so they just go ahead and take down Carthel.
Yeah, well, I feel like 5v4, no Baron left, that just fell off. If the Baron was up, I'd say certainly you just run it straight into the Nexus towers. But still ushering in the waves here.
They do land the event horizon. They use the exhaust on LeBlanc, but you know that was just for brief slow, and that sound wave getting picked too. It's just like everybody's going down, and that's set trying to get the show stopped. He's trying to stop this show for the side of Noctua because it's all the Cosmonauts. They are showing up. They are sending them right to space. You know, they're about to push them all the way off the Nexus, just like I talked about. And that's Cartheo spawning, dying. Big Giant Swag does get the Moonfall combo, does get to take one back for themselves. So doesn't that feel good to take down this set that was flexing on you? So, you know, you gotta get the small victories, but they're already hitting the Nexus. And that's gonna be game number 2 win for the side of the Cosmonauts. They're doing nice and good for themselves.
Yeah, already got themselves to their 2-0 point, and they'll be looking at a triple match point for themselves. They'll be trying to take the series down, and going into game 3, they're looking pretty strong. I mean, for the side of Noctua, they gave their best shot throughout the early game in both games 1 and game 2, but through the mid game, they haven't had any consistency in their team fights. And that's kind of where the Cosmonauts have really shown to be the better team thus far in the series. And I feel like that's a difficult adjustment to make, but Noctua are going to have to find something going forward in this series if they want to make a comeback.
Yeah, Cosmonauts bringing us to a 2-0 already, but this is a best of 5, and whoever gets the first of the 3 wins, that's going to decide it. That's going to decide who wins this finals, and, you know, Cosmonauts are looking real clean and real good on getting their way towards there. The Noctua has shown us a pretty good early game. You know, they get really aggressive, especially with that Jin swing that they played. You know, they had a good leverage, but, you know, we got to see if they can even try to turn it around here. We're going to have to see, and yeah, we're looking forward to the next game, but you know we gotta wait till we get all these draft factors into play. So yeah, we'll be right back with you guys, and don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys really soon and get this potentially last game, and we'll have to wait and see. We are unmuted. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are back with game number 3 of Noctua versus the Cosmonauts, and hopefully, we are not having a technical difficulty. We may have a technical difficulty, so we're gonna go ahead and just do a quick pause, and we'll just be right back with you. Just quick pause. We'll be right back. Slight little hiccup there. Just had to get the draft little link correct because every now and then some of the buttons don't work in the online program. But I'm Proxyo here with casting alongside Tiger. So we've been seeing Cosmonauts wreck shop. They've been going 2-0 up in the series. They've been having some really standout players. Majority of the team is all just standout, but Noctua, having a really difficult time, have been able to be very aggressive and drafted some pretty good compositions, but some of the lanes just aren't working out for them. Sometimes they get solo kills, sometimes they go too far forward, and then when it gets to that like mid game phase where they can start picking them, they're the ones they're looking for the picks, but they end up getting picked themselves. So not look too good for Noctua, but hoping we could see a turn a change of events for them. So hoping they can come back in a strong way.
Yeah, they're shifting some of the bans this time around, taking out that Yasuo that they picked up themselves, and also taking away that set that we've seen Nightwing Sammy playing in game 1 and 2. Gonna force a little bit of a change in that top lane. Still gonna be banning away the Kale, but that means that they've left open the Volibear this time after banning that away in the earlier games.
Yeah, we did see that set ban, so maybe they still want to go in the Kale ban as well. So maybe they still want to go for the Tom Kench here. We've been seeing it in all 3 games or all 2 games so far. So maybe even into game 3, they'll still put Mun shops on the Kench. It doesn't look too bad until Cassette starts really taking over. And it's really on the back of Noctua to find out a pick that's going to be able to work for them, and they decide, nah, we're done with Tom Kent. Time to put some barrels in your face, shoot you all over the place. There's some cannons coming down in this game. GP's locked in for Noctua. First pick.
Wow, a spicy response with the Yorick from Nightwing Sammy. And if you want to see a Hullbreaker champ, after looking at Hullbreaker set working out pretty well, Yorick is the Hullbreaker champ to end all Hullbreaker champs. So gonna be seeing some split push action here from Cosmonauts. They definitely are able to play that style well, but that will mean that they're going to have less effect from Nightwing Sammy in their team fights. So, not going to have that lock in for the second pick. We'll see if they are going to tell us. It
It
should
should be
be
Sona.
Sona. All right,
So
so it's
for the side
Sona.
of Cosmonauts, they have Yorick, Sona for their champions right now, and Noctua is now picking their second and third champions. But looking at that GP versus Yorick matchup, I would figure that with GP's barrels, if he pops the Q on the barrels on Yorick's minions, does he get extra gold? Because that could just be funneling it right into the GP's hands. Maybe that's a pick he actually desires, is the Yorick versus a GP matchup. You don't see Yorick often, so not really familiar with that matchup. But you know, uh, well, he did get some buffs very recently. There was a lot of HP buffs to Yorick, so could be advantageous for the side of the Cosmonauts, but definitely a different pick. We've been seeing the same top lane, and now we're seeing a little bit of a change, and that could be the change that Noctua need. And Cosmonauts might be, uh, making some incorrect picks. But what is that? Am I seeing the same thing, Tiger? Are we seeing the same thing right now?
Yeah, the Teemo gonna be locked in here as potentially going to be either mid lane or support.
Oh my, maybe
Yeah,
even
but
carry Teemo, Tiger. Oh my.
AD carry Teemo would be pretty spicy. I feel like that's pretty easily counterable though. I mean, you talk about something like Ezreal or Zeri, that would be an easy response. Of course, the Zeri being banned out, so maybe the Ezreal ban comes through and we do see the carry Teemo. I feel like though that it's either going to be mid lane Teemo or mid lane Gangplank and then top lane Teemo.
I can't believe we're seeing Teemo at all. I thought he was hidden. I thought he had his camouflage on. There's a Teemo in finals game between Noctua and Cosmonauts. That is really interesting. We're gonna have to wait and see if he provides any kind of value. Setting up the shrooms, especially if he's going to the mid lane, he can deny a lot of different ganks that way. Right now, with Yorick and Volibear, both those champions are predominantly auto attack focused. So if Teemo can land a blind on them, then they stop dealing a lot of their damage that they use, and especially if he's building towards AP. I've seen some wicked AP Tibos in the past. They can get their damage numbers really high, especially with the Leandri's burn, demonic embrace. Both those items are really strong right now, so we'll have to see if this Teemo can actually really pop off and do something. But we also have the Lee Sin lock in here for Big Giant Swag. They've been playing Diana in game 2. They've been playing they played the Belveth in game 1, and now they're playing the Lee Sin. So they're going for all that kind of style right now. It's trying to get those not Hasakis, but those dragon kicks right into their team. So we'll have to see if Big Giant Swag can swag on them and put this Lee Sin and really knock them all down.
Yeah, and with the Zaya pickup here, I feel like that makes it a little bit harder to have that Teemo in the bot lane. Because you could go lethality on Zaya. I mean, that's not probably the most meta build right now. You probably want to go for either Kraken Slayer or Gale Force. But if you do go for that lethality Zaya, then you're not going to feel as much effect from the Teemo going for those
Whoa.
blinds. But now we have Jack's Malphite locked in. What even is the bot
What?
lane
What?
for
And
Noctua?
Silas to counter the Malphite just straight up, or to counter the Teemo. He's taking your shrooms and he's using them for himself. He's gonna eat some shrooms after this match. We're gonna have to wait and see because this is a very interesting draft from the side of Noctua. Um, yeah, we're gonna have to wait to see where these champions are gonna even be rolled. I would only assume that Lee Sin would be in the jungle position. That is the only champion that I feel somewhat comfortable that they will potentially go in that role.
Be
But yeah,
Jungle Jacks though. I
could
mean,
be Jungle
who's
Jax,
to
could be
say?
Jungle Teemo if you wanted to be. Um, let's look at where things make sense. Cosmonauts got the York in the top lane, Volibear in the jungle, Silas in the mid lane, Zaya as AD carry, and Sona in the bot lane. So, yeah, definitely just kind of a solid composition. Nice little front to back there. Got a little bit of split push. Got the Silas to take away some sick ultimates and use them for himself. But Noctua, yeah, I'm not sure about it. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe we could be proven wrong, and it's always bringing in something unexpected is a power in itself. So maybe they're just using our expectations against us about this composition that Noctua drafted.
Yeah, one of the things that I think is a little bit strange here for the side of the Cosmonauts is that they kind of drafted a 1-3-1 but didn't have a lot of wave clear. I really like the first round being Yorick Sona lock because that gives you kind of some resistance to getting dove under tower in having that Sona alongside the Yorick, who's obviously going to split push no matter what. But I think that as the draft progressed, picking up the Volibear, kind of a solid jungle option throughout the early game, but not particularly great as a team fighter, especially not if he's going to be your only front line. So kind of a lot of pressure here on KitKat to get ahead early on the Volibear. And then picking up the Zaya, that's kind of some wave clear there, but not the most effective of all the marksmen as far as wave clear goes. You could have picked up a Jinx easily, or even like a Caitlyn. But then the Silas as the counter to Malphite once again makes sense as the counter to Malphite. But at the end of the day, that doesn't really help your wave clear all that much unless you're like gonna steal a Teemo Shroom and put that down as your wave clear option. I mean, maybe it'll come down to it at some point in the game. But the Cosmonauts have kind of a clunky comp that doesn't make a whole lot of sense together, in my opinion. So they're looking at winning on the individual lanes and then using their gold lead to make the comp work.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see once we get into game how the Cosmonauts are going to make this composition work, how they're going to play around their dragons. They've been having great dragon and Rift Herald control for the most part in these games. They're getting souls and I believe both games, and now into this third game. KitKat's been very much so on it about collecting all those different soul points and just trying to make sure they can go up and all the way up. But I would say that Silas has some relatively good ults here to steal. Stealing even a decent kit can be pretty useful for himself. The GP ultimate, it does scale with AP, and Silas is already going to benefit from that. And Malphite, of course, big one. So it makes team fights a little bit more challenging for how Noctua wants to approach it with Silas's diverse. He has so many different tools at his disposal, and he's really good at skirmishing. And for mutton chops and big giant swag, those champions kind of do want to have a skirmish. Jax and Lee Sin kind of want to skirmish you. They want to fight you for a bit of time and then try to win that fight. They want to execute. It seems like to me this is a bit of an execution kind of game. Which team is going to provide the better kind of play? Like which team is going to show up in a bigger way? And looks like we're seeing Brick play the Malphite as the carry role with quotation marks around it, and Teemo Soundwave playing the supportive role. But we'll have to wait and see once we're fully in game. But yes, Malphite Teemo bot lane. Strap in, folks, because it's gonna be a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, and out of all of the games that I've ever seen, I don't know if I could say that I've ever seen a more unique team comp than what we're seeing here from Noctua. I'm excited to see if they can pull it off. They've had their struggles through games 1 and 2, but they're really going for the reachy comp here, trying to make the most fringe sort of picks work out. And if they can make it work, then that's going to be a pretty legendary on their part.
Yeah, definitely. Subvert our expectations, Noctua. See if you can run it back. You know, reverse sweep. This could be the beginning of a reverse sweep right here. You could go ahead and start locking this composition in every game and change the meta right here, Noctua. It's your moment. It's your time. Can you win these finals? Can you do the reverse sweep? Or is the Cosmonauts just gonna go to town with you and just take you down, get a clean 3-0? It's both of your guys' fates up to decide that. So we're gonna let the gameplay speak for itself. But before that, we're gonna just head to a nice quick break, and then we're gonna bring you this hot, hot and spicy game right to your screens. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you guys. Hello guys, and we are back. Yeah, you guys just saw a first blood there. Oh no, you didn't see a first blood. You saw a bunch of flashes and a late invade there. So yeah, they're starting it off pretty fire with on Noctua's side. They're going for it. They're trying to make this composition bring the action to us. So definitely excited to see how they're gonna play this game. I'm so excited. Um, how things are just gonna work out. If it's really gonna work out for Noctua, or we're gonna see some Cosmonauts get that nice clean 3-0.
Yeah, Noctua looking to that play that worked out for them in game one, went for that five-man top, tried to get the counter strike to land. Nightwing Sammy able to flash out of it. I think about even on the summoner trade, but not going to be any kills just yet. And I think that for the side of the Cosmonauts, they just have to play consistently. They've already shown that they have the ability to win out on these things. And we're seeing a strange looking comp, but you have to not get too distracted by all of the new pretty shiny things going on. You just gotta play your style and then get to that late game team fighting sort of area where they've had, well,
Exactly.
even in the mid game team fight area where they've had success.
Yeah, and I see this late game composition doing some pretty good work for the side of Noctua. They have that Malphite to get in there, GP to set up, Lee Sin to help, kick out people who, valuable targets, or kick people into that big kind of devastating combo. Again, lots of like skirmishing, lots of melee damage out here. And I would see that to potentially be the weakness of this Noctua composition, is that all of these champions besides the Teemo are melee range, so they might not always be able to get into range of what being able to get in range of Andy-Gone League and Hide and Dark. So that might not prove too good, and we actually don't see the GP versus the Yorick matchup that I would like to see, but we're seeing some ganks here on the top side. KitKat trying to take down Mutton Chops, but Mutton Chops is taking some real nasty ghoul damage, and yeah, Nightwing Sammy's been playing excellent in these series.
And an all-in mid lane as well. Nightwing
Eh,
Fling gonna get the first blood, going for the all-in. It works out, and that Silas into GP matchup working in favor of the Cosmonauts as they're looking for more all around the map.
Oh, Nightwing Fling taking the turret does not get the execute there because Big Giant Swag is landing those Qs. So, trades overall, but Mudchop's still staying in this top side. Those ghouls are really dishing out some hurt.
Yeah, and I think that getting that kill back is gonna feel good. But it's amazing how early it is that we see already a
Oh
700
no.
gold.
Not again, Mutton Chops. This is 3 games now. You've died to Ignite under the turret. Nightwing Sammy just slaps you, and then he ignites you, and then he walks away and watches you burn down. Soundwave, though, trying to get something done down in this bot side. But here's KitKat right behind. Brick just feels like he has to go forward. He has to try to get something back, but he's not going to get anything done. And KitKat's just going to walk down Soundwave, but Soundwave just got the blind. But that doesn't stop the bear from chomping down on some little devil snack, some little devil's food cake, if you will.
Yeah, and the PTA procking as well to get that extra damage. KitKat with a good gank there. And I said that I wanted to see some just level, consistent gameplay coming through from the Cosmonauts. That's not what they're about. They're trying to slam this game 3. Already got 4-1 on the kill count. This is
Oh my gosh, they're just
another
gonna keep
fight.
going. Nightwing Fling just goes on to Carthael, but Carthael pops Ignite, gets him off of them because Nightwing Fling doesn't want to fling that kill in the opposite direction. But yeah.
This is the first game in a long time that I've seen where there was a point in the game where it was over a kill per minute.
Yeah.
This is the style of gameplay that we were used to going back before the changes.
And there's another kill a minute right there. Nightwing Fling picks up a solo kill in the mid lane, takes away the Lee Sin ultimate. He's going to kick Lee Sin into his own turret, but KitKat picks up the kill for himself. That's the power of the hijack, baby, and they take advantage of it big time. And Mutton Chops still getting poked out by these ghouls. Every time we look up top, we see Mutton Chops getting slapped by a little man, little fella.
Yeah, and the first Drake of the game spawns. It's a mountain Drake this time around, so we'll see if anyone's got prio over that. But right now, just fighting seems to be the theme of this game. Nightwing Sammy looking again.
Little guys are slapping him, and Mutton Chops looks to have just like conceded themselves unless they haven't. That was all part of the plan. They just gave. Oh, okay, nope. Nightwing Sammy flashes forward, finishes him off.
What
No
is going on?
mercy.
I don't understand how does Mutton Chops get out of that with the leap strike and then not get away and still have flash up? Nightwing Sammy though able to get the second solo kill of the game, and now going to be on the side lane. Yorick just absolutely dominating. Nightwing Fling all in again.
Yeah, all the lanes are just going to be getting dominated. I think we're seeing a little bit of a tilt factor come here in game number 3. They got pretty embarrassed in game 1 and 2, so now Noctua have kind of conceded themselves and just started losing in the mid lane and started losing in the top lane very harshly. You know, we're seeing Soundwave and Brick try to hold it together, but, you know, your team will malfight. Once you start losing, you're not going to really try to bring anything back. But there's always that possibility of once you hit this level 6 power spike, that's when you can really start to get things done with Noctua's team composition. Those are their power spikes for a majority of your champions on this team, and you need to be able to utilize it. But Big Giant Swag, he is level 6. This is his moment to try to get something done on Hide the Dark. But Hide the Dark flashes away, can't get picked out. Kit Kat's down here in the bot lane, but Big Giant Swag goes ahead, goes for Antigon League, but it's just him hitting Antigon League. They do have that level 6 from GP coming down, so they're able to take down 2 down here. Big Giant Swag is popping off. Bullbear has to ult away, and there it is. Level 6 power spikes are what Noctua need to actually impact this map.
Yeah, Nightwing Fling gonna try to find the flank though.
Oh, Nightwing Fling, take away that Malphite ulti. That's mine. Hijack and double kill. Anything you can do, Giant Swag, I can do better. So Nightwing Fling comes up with a double. Cosmonauts still in the dominant lead in this game.
Yeah, Nightwing Sammy once again going for solo plays in the top lane. Not going to get the kill, but that's just a huge chunk of health. It's like Mutton Chops not allowed to be on the Rift at all.
There's all those ghouls coming at him, but he's got the dodge to try to avoid that, but he's still taking a little bit of damage. He keeps getting low, and Nightwing Sammy definitely is going to hit you under this turret if you stay, Mutton Chops, so I would advise against it, but you're staying anyway, so yeah, York's going to do his York thing. He's going to hit this turret. He's going to break this turret. He's going to get some plates.
Yeah, and taking it down to 1 plate left. At least
And
playing careful enough to not get jumped on by Lee Sin. But
Lee
right
Sin's
now,
pathing away. He doesn't want to go near that thing.
fair enough. I mean, I wouldn't want to go near that Maiden in the Mist right now either. Just Nightwing Sammy already 2-0. Got those steel caps. Going to be able to resist all of this damage coming in. And so much of the damage is AD, so those plated steel caps are going to get a lot of work in this game. But right now, you've got a 4,500 gold lead before 10 minutes. So
Yeah, it's only 9 minutes. There's 4 plates down on the top side at 9 minutes. But, you know, we saw one good play out of here from Giant Swag going into the bot side, and he's going right back for it. Going for that Lee Sin kick, baby. Gonna get Soundwave, a nice kill for himself, and gonna go for Antigon League. Does have the Feather Storm. The feathers are flying out, so that allows for Andy to get out. So, Giant Swag, still trying to make things happen on this Lee Sin. Feeling really comfortable, feeling real clean about it. But Mutton Chops flashes away, still gets hit by the E. Does have the counter strike to try to get out of there. But that's not enough because Nightwing Sammy's going to slam that shovel right into your head. There's one shovel down there. Throw on the mist on him just for the nice little bit of a shower. Just for, you know, that's to praise him right there. All praise be to Arclight Yorick in the top side.
Yeah, Nightwing Sammy now 3-0 on the Yorick. And around the map, we see, if we look at the individual gold, the only one that's even close is going to be in the jungle and support, the non-normal laning roles.
The non-normal.
And Big Giant Sway has gotten that through kills, and in the support role, it's just because you don't get that much income as a support. But right now, we can see the dominance being asserted by the Cosmonauts. They've already taken that top lane tier 1, and this is just going to be...
Sammy has like an army behind him. And Mutton Chops is just getting dove. The turret's shut down. Nightwing Sammy, I think he may still tank a turret shot here, so he's probably going to go down. They do get the shutdown. That's the small victories. Even if Oliver shuts down the turret, still remembers who's last it was tanking it. So goes ahead and takes it down. But you know, we're seeing some Teemo, little devil bombs, little devil shrooms coming out here, but they have the pink ward, so they're able to see them. And those poisonous traps, those poison and puff caps aren't getting a lot of value right now because they literally just all got cleared out. Top side's going down. It's disaster for the Noctua side.
Yeah, and it feels like there's hardly an end in sight to this, but Big Giant Swag really trying the best to turn
Here
this
goes
around.
Big Giant Swag and Cathale. They're going for Night Wing Fling, and they're able to take him down. There it is. Just like you said, Tiger. Giant Swag is not... He's in it to win it. He's trying to play as much Lee Sin as he can play, and Brick's going in there, but the Featherstorm is popped, the Sona Crescendo is popped, and that takes down Brick from 100 to 0. But Soundwave's able to get a kill back, and he's able to get out himself, so it's a trade of, you know, support and kind of carry, so that's decent for the side of Noctua, but Big Giant Swag's waiting in the wings just to help out Soundwave. Soundwave gonna go ahead and be real sticky in this bush, or not. They're gonna go for the kill for KitKat, but no, Big Giant Swag does not care about this Teemo. He wants to go ahead and try to kill the Zaya. Fails at it, unfortunately. So Big Giant Swag's getting ran down. There's some Rammus emotes, thumbs up. You're trying your best, Big Giant Swag, but your best is not good enough because KitKat, he's gonna swipe you. He's gonna take you down.
Yep, and going to be some more countering in the jungle matchup. 4-0-2 actually for KitKat, so despite the fact that Big Giant Swag making all of these plays, it's still going to be more kill participation in favor of KitKat. The gold lead is pretty big in that jungle now also because of all of that extra farm. And wherever Mutton Chops goes, Nightwing Sammy is haunting him. And for the side of Noctua, that's bad news.
That is terrible, awful news. Mutton Chops has been dealing with this guy for 3 games now, and he's tired of it. I'm sure he's sick of it. But Nightwing Fling gonna go ahead and try to take the 2v1. And he's got the Lee Sin ultimate, but does that look like it's gonna be enough? It is enough to at least trade. Takes down GP, but gets taken down himself. So, Nightwing Fling, everybody's just trying to flex themselves and show as much execution as they can pull off in this game. This is a game about just showing off. How much can you do?
Yeah, we got ourselves a regular fiesta here going on. Every time we look at the screen, there's a fight on it somewhere. Second Drake of the game has spawned. The first one went over to the Cosmonauts. We'll see if there's any time to take a break for some objective taking. But for the moment, it looks like it's going to be bot side control for the Cosmonauts. They'll have the opportunity to take it if they want, but it looks like they will just keep picking on Mutton Chops.
They're just gonna go all the way in for Mutton Chops, and Mutton Chops is tanking the turret. They got their Unleashed Teleport, but does that matter? Brick gonna flash away from the Featherstorm, and yeah, Mutton Chops gonna take down in the mid lane, just trying to get a little bit of chip damage, and yeah, just gets obliterated. But now that allows Sammy to just go ahead, start doing that hole breaker. He took the top turret, and now gonna take the mid turret. I wonder if they're gonna go bot. Yeah, we're gonna have to just see Nightwing Sammy slam turrets, play Yorick, slam a turret, put your shovel in there, dig it out.
Yeah, good for taking those objectives. Even wins the barrel mini game.
Even wins the barrel mini game, can't be stopped. We do see objectives go down. We do see even the GP ultimate into the bot lane, but they're not able to follow it up. Big Giant Swag does go ahead and flash forward, but it's dodged away. KitKat's down here in the bot lane. Soundwave is getting ran down, is getting slammed and pounded, and now we're gonna have to wait and see if Giant Swag can get out of here. But Giant Swag does not want to get out. He wants to get kills and then try to get out, but KitKat's gonna not let that happen. KitKat's gonna take the next one down as well. We see a kill on the top side. Nightwing Fling taking down the Jax. 0-6 Jax. We have KitKat dancing under the turret. It's feeling like doom, gloom, and a bunch of shrooms for the side of Noctua. That's all they got.
Yeah, well, they refuse to go quietly into the night. They continue to take every fight that they can find. And right now, once again, the Cosmonauts are able to come out on top. And overall, they got the early advantage this time, and the Cosmonauts now looking for a dive mid.
Yeah, Cathael is just going to be tanking up a lot of damage here, but Nightwing Fling is going, a little bit too far forward. This is the second time we see Nightwing Fling, take a, bite a bit too much, and Nightwing Sammy is gonna get ahead and get ulted by Brick here, but they have the Sona around them, still providing those heals, and they still are really tanky. They have the Hull Breaker, they're able to take down the Malphite, but they get taken down themselves, and that's two pretty decent shutdowns for the side of Noctua to pick up for themselves, but Kit Kat spiting this Lee Sin, punching this Lee Sin, swiping at this Lee Sin, biting this Lee Sin. Can Giant Swag get out of this play? Soundwave comes in with a blinding dart, but that only stops him for just a little moment. He's going to run through these shrooms. He does not care about none of your tiny, tiny darts, Soundwave. Do you see how big this bear is? He's going for you. He's going to go under the turret. He's going to stun you, but he's going to tank the turret up, and he's going to be able to still get out of there because Sona's hiding and helping out Kit Kat. Make sure they get out of here, provide those heals, provide that movement speed. Kit Kat's feeling a little bit trick 2G as we see a little bit of dancing coming out and a little bit of laughs. But yeah, they're not going to be able to catch him, and you know, it's still in the favor of the Cosmonauts for more than likely potentially winning this game. 11-22 is the scoreline.
Yeah. Over the course of the most recent bout of fighting, I would say that it was slightly advantageous this time for Noctua. They were able to get a few of those shutdowns, as you mentioned. I think that it was a 3-for-2 numerically in favor of the Cosmonauts, but gold-wise, going to be at least the least bad fight that we've seen in a while as far as Noctua goes.
Yeah, and Hide and Dark is not even afraid of the Jax. That is something you don't see every kind of game, folks. You know, Sono walking up to a Jax. There's Lee Sin. He's trying to get taken down, but there goes a big ultimate from Nightwing Fling. They're trying to end this game, but that's another big ultimate from Brick. That's the real unstoppable force, but Kit Kat's in the backside trying to get some damage done, but they take down nobody. This is a good fight for the side of Noctua. They're able to take down way more members for themselves, pick up these bounties, and Nightwing Sammy's just on the side lane trying to do his Yorick thing, but Noctua actually comes up really huge in that fight and is able to pick up some kills, some shutdowns as well.
Yeah, it's like the Cosmonauts have forgotten their comp's identity. They are feeling super aggro after getting a lot of success in some fights. Now they're trying to pick up
Giant
big
Swag
wins.
trying to get out of here, but can he get out? Can he dodge the shovel? Can he dodge the claws? He's trapped into the walls. No, he can't. But they're going to go for more and more of the play. But these are some of the strongest members on the side of the Cosmonauts. They take down Teemo without even trying. Those ghouls are all doing it for him. And Nightwing Sammy going to get back to doing that good old split push duty. Why is Volibear sitting near my lane? I don't know, because this Hull Breaker's not getting this full value, but it's all good. All good in the neighborhood. Cosmonauts, 14-26, taking all outer turrets in the game. The rest of the map is all under theirs to control. We'll have to see what... Oh, even Nightwing Fling going under. We've seen this before. Nightwing Fling doesn't care about turrets. He'll sacrifice himself 1-for-1 every time. He's got to show himself off. And they trade 1-for-1 as well. And yeah, again, so much domination, so much combat in this game 3.
Yeah, and still going to be a 10,500 gold lead going in favor of the Cosmonauts. Drake number 3 is going to come up here shortly. It's an Infernal, so this is going to be a pretty nice soul if they can secure it. If the game even lasts that long, is the game going to last another 5 minutes? If it goes the way that it has been, probably not. But for the time being, getting priority over these Drakes. The Infernal Soul is the technical win condition here that we're looking at for the side of the Cosmonauts. If they don't get the win condition of just winning more skirmishes, winning more team fights, and just destroying towers on the back end of it.
That is a 10-0 Volibear on the side of the Cosmonauts, and that's pretty impressive to see. We're seeing Hide and Dark go for the flash crescendo forward, and they're going to use all their ultimates on her. They're like, what are you doing? We don't want to listen to that song, Sona. But they're listening to the song of Kit Kat slamming his claws right into your ears, and they got to run away. They got to get out of here. Go ahead and collect the Dragon. Carthiel's looking for the barrel combo, but it does no damage to this 10-0 Volibear. They're exhausting him. They're trying to get away, but he keeps going forward. That is the unstoppable Stormbringer coming down. Volibear is here and he's dancing on him. He's having so much fun. He's feeling himself. 11-0-4 for the side of Kit Kat. Been popping off all series, and now he's really just relishing in every little bit of it.
Yeah, and at this point, the Cosmonauts just flexing their muscles, just trying to show off all of their fancy emotes, gonna show off the dances of their characters, gonna start working on breaking that base The Maiden of the Mist,
No,
you're a
the
little bit out
maiden.
of position.
Oh.
But regardless of that, we're going to see the rest of the squad joining up and potentially a big team fight here.
They're looking for the Featherstorm. They're really going far forward for Andy, and they are able to take him down, but at what cost? They're not even able to take down Hide and Dark unless, but nope, they got Nightwing Fling just to go ahead and uh, make sure Sona stays alive. Kit Kat's trying to go forward, but running through shrooms, maybe a little bit too much to run through forward, but Nightwing Fling says, nah, let me just take that Malphite ulti, show you how it's done, kid. I'm gonna take one down, I'm gonna take two down, and that's Brick getting slain. Nightwing Fling's got a double kill on the board. He's gonna go for more. He's trying to fight Carthael, but Carthael is saying, nah, man, nah. You're gonna take this bullet to the head, and I'm gonna get this big shutdown. You can't win them all. Can't win them all in Nightwing Fling, and yeah, Nightwing Sammy still doing that York duty, breaking that base open, trying to make sure this game has some conclusion, and there are not just fights consistently non-stop, but there is some more fighting consistently non-stop. There goes the GP ultimate. They're trying to take down Sona. Nightwing Sammy is what we're getting the action on. Carthael can't handle him. Nightwing Sammy is putting his shovel in the ground. He's between 4 members of Noctua right now, but none of the Noctua members can deal with him. He's literally in the base, dancing. But Giant Swag goes ahead and goes forward. There's the Stormbreaker trying to take down that Teemo. Nightwing Sammy is still yet to go down. There it is. Brick finishes him off with the Unstoppable Onslaught, or the Unstoppable Force. But Giant Swag is taken down. Everybody's going down for the side of Noctua. And yeah, Cosmonauts, keep going, keep winning. Deathless Kit Kat, big bounties, and it looks like they're trying to blow this game off its head. Nightwing Fling got to get taken down potentially one more time. Brick's here, but no, Nightwing Fling has a W to get some healing back from themselves. Is going to take a turret shot, does get taken down. Carthael doesn't get to pick it up this time, so shutdown is for Brick. So everybody has a kill now for the side of Noctua, and I count that as a win.
Well, I think that someone must have challenged Nightwing Fling to get the highest number possible if you add kills plus deaths. I think that's what must have happened because Nightwing Fling clearly not afraid to die several times in this game, and we got a 39 to 20 kill score, so that's pretty high number of kills for both sides. I mean, anytime you have 20 kills, you gotta feel like that's pretty good. But if you're up against 39 on the other side, not so much. The gold lead, not really relevant at this point, but it's eclipsed 13k gold. And,
oh my god.
it just keeps going up, it feels like. The Baron here being taken is kind of just a footnote in this game at this point. But it will be an option here. The Drake coming up in 45 seconds if that's required as well as available. But it feels like we're not too long until we're going to see the death march, the push for the victory, the 3-0 potentially.
But here goes Giant Swag trying to kick away that Sona. Sona's get takes down, but Giant Swag gets taken down right the same. Nightwing Fling's here in the backside. They don't have Volibear or Yorick here, so it's just Andy gone League. 2 of the members for Cosmonauts are down, but here they come. Stormbringer, Carthael's gone. Soundwave's getting chased down, has to flash away, and Kit Kat is legendary. That's 15-0 and Mutton Chops. Is it going to be the Ignite taking you down again? Like I said, there's only Shrooms, Dooms, and Gloom for the side of Noctua, but those Shrooms are even getting taken too, so it looks like nothing is getting left up. It's going to be potentially the game ender here for the side of the Cosmonauts. This is going to be a clean 3-0, a dominant 3-0, and the Cosmonauts, they take it. They get the finals. That's their win, 3-0 for the Cosmonauts.
Yeah, congratulations to the Cosmonauts. A well-played series, a well-deserved victory, and really all members played extremely well throughout that series, but Kit Kat definitely standing out on the Volibear there, 15-0-7 in that last game. And what a great series that we had there. A bit one-sided, I would have to say. Sometimes you hope to see a little bit more competition. But the Cosmonauts played a very clean first two games, and the last game they kind of had a little bit of fun there, but definitely showed that they were the team deserving of victory.
Yeah, the Cosmonauts is looking really awesome. I was hoping that maybe we can get a um an interview with one of them potentially, but we're seeing if that can work out for us. So we're gonna try and maybe be right back and see if we can get anything done to try to get this spectate or not to spectate this interview going. So be right back with you, and yeah, we'll just be we'll be back in just a second. Give us a minute. Hello, guys, and welcome. We do
Hello.
have an interview for you guys. We have the winners, Cosmonaut. We want the full team. We want to see
Yeah.
all of them in all their glory. So, yeah, how are you guys feeling about coming off that
Uh,
3-0 win?
I'm gonna be honest, it feels good, and we didn't really prepare for this. Honestly, we were just laughing in call.
Whew.
Yeah.
A little bit of smack talk coming
No, 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 no.
down.
I'm not even talking like not smack talk. It's just it was just we got our jungler like last second too. We
Ooh.
we we were not we were not prepared for this, but I'm glad it all went well and everything. So it went really well.
Yeah, really, really well. So, definitely, yeah, Kit Kat looked really dominant,
Oh
especially
yeah, he
going
did. He was.
15-0, playing the Echo, the Volibear, and in game two, I believe he played.
I whipped out my graves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whipped out
I
the
whipped I
Grays.
got the graves going.
Yeah, so I want to ask you guys, for yourselves, for the side of the Cosmonauts, who do you guys think was your MVP of the series?
Definitely me. Honestly, top lane was too
Definitely not
easy,
you, but
and
it
I'm
was
the
kind of Kit
captain.
Kat.
I'm gonna kick you out of the team if you keep talking. Anyways, it was definitely me, and the jungler did a bit, I guess. The mid laner was completely horrible though. I don't know why that guy's on my team, but it was pretty fun. On and all in all.
Glad to hear you guys had some good fun. I want to pass it over to my co-caster and just let him know, ask him any questions if you have any questions, Tiger.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, over the course of the series, we saw a little bit of an evolution of the draft on the side of Noctua. What were your thoughts of their game two and then game three draft?
Game three, I typed in chat I was
Um,
gonna go GP, and then they kind of stole it. That kind of pissed me off. And then I kind of got baited into choosing Yorick into GP, but apparently it worked out because apparently Yorick counters Jax now. But yeah.
dude, I'm not gonna lie. I love seeing that Lee Sin pick. I was debating on Lee Sin all those
Oh
3
yeah.
games. I love that Lee Sin pick out of him. I
Yeah,
respect it.
yeah. Big Giant Swag was coming up clutch in that game three. They were actually getting a lot of things done. yeah,
I
again,
love
your
that
guys.
Lee Sin pick. Goat right
Yeah, it
there.
really was.
Yeah, shout out to Big Giant Swag for providing some pretty awesome jungle play for the side of Noctua. You know, they tried to give you a fight, but clearly you guys got 3 victories and 0 losses, so
I mean,
all in your
shout out
favor.
to Silas for like helping them out, being their last hope and everything. It was really fun. Yeah, he was the last hope of them for them.
Mhm.
Well,
I'm so glad I got picked up by this team. Goat
Honestly.
team.
Wait, our mid laner wants to be moved back. His Discord crashed.
All right.
Oh,
If we could do that.
Okay, we have to ask the other person in production who runs the auto host bot, so we'll get him back in
Okay.
as soon as possible.
All right, that sounds good.
But
all right.
looking forward, are you guys in any other leagues that we should be watching out for the
Um,
Cosmonauts in?
no, but we're gonna be competing here for a while. For next season, we're definitely gonna be in. We have a good team. We're hoping to like go up a league, cause I kind of took over this team like halfway in, and our elos, so we're trying to bring that elo up and get into those higher elo matches.
Definitely. Yeah, you guys look like you could, after a clean 3-0 win at the finals, you guys definitely should look to go further beyond and, really
Yeah,
challenge yourselves. Get into some really uh stronger matches or, really test yourself. So, I hope you guys, that's a great success to win a finals really cleanly. So, I'm really rooting for you guys to keep going forward and yeah, I liked the way you guys played.
I mean, yeah, we're just at the end of the day, we're just trying to have fun, and we had a lot of fun today. And yeah, we're gonna keep competing.
All right. Does any of the other cosmonauts have anything they want to say before we kind of wrap up this interview?
Yo, Isaac, you got stuff to say, man?
Any shout outs, any
Yo, hello?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yo, keep ganking mid lane. That's all
I
I want to say.
never ganked mid
Uh,
once.
no, I'm saying
You meant
to
the
our
enemy jungler.
competitors, bro. Keep on coming mid. Yeah. GG's.
All right,
I mean, it worked out for them.
Yeah.
All right.
cheers.
I think with that we can call this interview a wrap. Congratulations to the Cosmonauts going 3-0 in the series, and yeah, I think that will be just about it for us on the stream for Style Esports. Quick 3-0 for the Cosmonauts, and they're your finals winner. So yeah, congratulations once again to them.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. I think we're gonna head to a quick be right back scene, and then yeah, we'll just go ahead and end it all after all this. So yeah, be right back with you guys. All right, guys, back at it, and yeah, I think that we'll call it a wrap on. We've been casting for about, you best of fives usually go to that 3 hour limit. We're at 2 hours 52 minutes, so I think we will call it a wrap on that. I appreciate my co-caster Tiger. I've been Proxyo. This has been a nice cast. I'm so appreciative that I didn't have to solo cast this. So thank you again, Tiger, for coming in. Very clutch. So yeah, any wrap up stuff you got to say?
Well, I've definitely enjoyed getting in here, getting to watch some quality League of Legends. And as far as the two teams, Definitely Noctua had a rough day, but I hope that they're able to come back strong in the next season. Obviously, they aren't any slouches. They made it to the finals after all. And hopefully they're able to come back strong next season. And hopefully Cosmonauts moving up in the world. They got the finals victory under their belt. They'll be able to continue playing here and hopefully give us some more good matches in the future. But for sure, always fun to cast with the style esports and see some League of Legends. And of course, great to cast with you as well, Proxyo.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And on that note, I think we'll call it a wrap. And yeah, good. We'll see you guys potentially again on Wednesday. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, should potentially be another couple of final matches coming up here. But we'll have to wait and see till if those games get casted. But thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it. Go ahead and follow all the social medias. Go to Style Esports Discord. Go all of the places you need to go to. But for us, for the production, we'll call it a wrap on that, and we're gonna head out. All right, see you guys later.